My name is Roy Connaughton and I work for Athlone Community Radio. I've been there about 3 years, and all of my professional life has been in the non-profit world. When I was very, very young, I was one of the founding members of the Centre for the Unemployed and a youth resource centre. And then I went to America and I forgot to come back. So I lived in America for 32 years. And primarily I worked in summer camps that work with chronically and terminally ill children and adults and people with physical and developmental disabilities. As one person described it to me one time, from the cradle to the grave. I've worked with every population in that regard.
What inspired you to go into that kind of?
I was a kid who grew up in Ireland of being different. I was born with cerebral palsy, and while my parents forgot to tell me I had a disability, when I went to America by purely accident for a summer, pure accident, and I heard about this camp that worked with disabled kids, and I just got my interest, and I said, I want to go visit it. And I went to visit it, and the executive director offered me a job. And I'm like, I can't, I'm on holidays. And she goes, well, call your job at home in Ireland and tell them you're doing research. And that's exactly what I did. And so I worked for a summer camp in 1989. Geez, I'm getting old. And I was very young. And then I went from 89 to 91. I didn't go in 92, I went in 93, 94, and I moved over in 1995. And I made it my career, basically. So, it's everything from, the last camp that I officially ran and got up off the ground was for children infected and affected by HIV/AIDS. And that was before the medications, that was before all of the, it was a death sentence, basically. A lot of these kids their peers and their friends didn't know they had HIV/AIDS. So then I went to work for Paul Newman, the actor. He started a Hole in the Wall Foundation. And I worked in all over America, building and operating camps. And then I moved to Minnesota, and I ran a treatment center for alcohol, drugs, and mental health. So that's been kind of my journey. And
what would be your inspiration to the young generation in that regard, and also in the way they see life?
I think everybody sees life, so differently. And right now, what we talk about is, I'm listening to a lot of Ireland and in America, everywhere. Younger people are more tuned into mental health. But I also think it's becoming a kind of an Instagram moment or a social media moment versus really understanding what mental health is. And but I think the good of it is that people are talking about it, and that especially in Ireland, that it's not only is it a good idea, but it's quite healthy to pursue and ask for help if you're struggling with mental health. I think the stigma is a lot, when I was growing up, it's a lot less now. For an inspirational thing, I'm not really sure, is that you only learn from failure. And you don't see that at the time. You fail. There's nothing wrong with failing. I think it's the biggest teacher you'll ever have. It's what you do with it. It's nothing wrong with having a bad day. You're allowed to have a bad day. Embrace the bad day. Have a bad 2 days. Just don't have a bad 3 days. Move. Get up. Just move. That's literally it. Do something different. Just move. That would be my advice for people.
I love that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.